everybody, it's Sam Ness. It's time for another edition of Live from Studio M on 105.5 Triple M. I'm your host, Jonathan Suttin, and here at Triple M we like to say it's about the music, but it's especially about the local music. Today we're lucky enough to have an artist who comes from the greater Madison area, but a lot of his inspiration comes from the other side of the world. We'll talk to him about his travels, kind of compare busking here and there, and most importantly, if we have time, we'll talk about trap and skeet team, because I think that sounds really interesting. But first, let's hear a song from Sam Ness, live from Studio M.
There's a memory I dreamt I had when my mind wanders down overgrown paths. When I lay down to sleep at night, I find a rhythm to the static inside my mind, and I see her there. She smiles at me, messy hair and muddy feet, eyes so blue it takes your breath away. They shine so bright on this rainy day. A simple tin roof over a screened-in porch. The rain smells good, so we don't close the door. Some people lose the light when the sunshine fades, but I see no darkness on this rainy day, 'cause I see her there. She smiles at me, messy hair and muddy feet, eyes so blue it takes your breath away. They shine so bright on this rainy day. And I see that she smiles at me, messy hair and muddy feet, yeah. I see that she smiles at me, messy hair and muddy feet. I see that she smiles at me, Messy hair and muddy feet, yeah. I see that she smiles at me. Messy hair and muddy feet. I see that she smiles at me. Messy hair and muddy feet, yeah. I see that she smiles at me. Messy hair and muddy feet.
Sam Ness, live from the studio. Our guest today is Sam Ness, and Sam, maybe you should introduce the whole band first, because those listening on the radio probably are wondering how we fit all those people on the stage. I mean, man, we've only had really two really good loopers here. Now you're the third, KT Tunstall and a guy named Jack Garrett, who've come here, and they made it look, actually you made it look a lot easier. You made it. Let's start just a little bit with that, so people listening on the radio have to understand everything that was going on was just you. Did you always loop, or is this kind of new, or?
I got my first looper when I was busking in Glasgow, Scotland, and I got it as a gimmick because I saw some other people doing it. I was like, oh, that seems kind of cool, and then I just instantly fell in love with it, and I tried to look at it like a different instrument, like a, another instrument.
Right, but I mean, my God, you're playing guitar and singing, which is hard enough. I feel like it's juggling, right? I
It's
mean,
more like tap dancing.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back though to your beginnings. So you grew up in Sauk City, or technically where were you?
Yeah, Sauk City.
Okay. So you're in Sauk City, and musical family, or not so much?
Not super musical, no.
Okay. Like, I mean, were there instruments in the
There
house?
was, my dad had a guitar that I started learning on. He didn't play all that much around. He's kind of a closet guitar player, and so I learned how to play, kind of mess around on his guitar. He taught me my first couple chords, and then I went into theater. That was kind of my first love.
Right.
After I learned how to play guitar, and started writing my own songs when I was a sophomore, junior, I guess, in high school, and yeah.
Okay, so let's go to musical theater. You're going to act out a lot of Beauty and the Beast for us today, right?
Absolutely.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Okay. So theater is, I mean, it's a kind of a different road than what you're doing right now. I mean, it's all performing, obviously, but you had a chance to really take that road and push musical theater more, but opted out. And
Yeah.
what was that? Were people mad, or what? Like,
Well, I felt like I was too young to really understand some of the characters to the best that I could. I feel like music theater is just taking your own experience and putting it into a different character, and if you
Right.
can't relate to it, you have no business doing that character. And I felt like I needed to go have some experiences, so I did the best I could with that one, yeah.
Now, yeah. Now, most people having experiences, I think, maybe is they take a road trip down to New Orleans, or maybe they go, spring break type of situation. But you really kind of, not extreme, but you really decided to go for it. And
Yeah.
give us a little bit of that, the story of how you decided to go to Scotland.
Yeah, I decided I wanted to travel, so I posted something on Facebook. Said, "Hey, I think I'm going to take a year off. Here's a GoFundMe. Let's see what happens." And I got a Facebook message from someone said, "Hi, I'm so and so's mom. Give me a call. This is just my number." And I was like, "All right, cool."
Someone you knew or no one you knew?
I didn't know them at the time. I'd met them briefly through a show choir competition.
Okay, so because I was going to say the internet is a very safe place. So you kind of knew that. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I was like, all right,
Being
yeah,
worried
sure.
for your parents. Being the worried dad here.
And so I gave her a call, and she goes, "So you're thinking of traveling?" I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, what do you want to do?" I said, "Well, I'm gonna take my guitar and I'm gonna make it, whatever that means." And she said, "Well, where are you gonna go?" And as I'm on the phone with her, I'm like scrolling through Google Maps on my iPad, and the word Edinburgh came up, and I heard it in a Passenger song once. So I said, "I'm gonna go to Edinburgh." I didn't know that it was in Scotland actually at the time. And she said, "When are you gonna go?" I said, "September sometime." She goes, "Well, how about September 8th?" I said, "Yeah, sure." She goes, "All right, well, I just booked your ticket for you. Let me know when you want to come home."
Wow.
And so that was kind of like this incredible safety net of, my goal was, or my rule was no more than 4 days without eating. If I went 4 days, then I'd just come home. But,
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll hear more of the adventures, and some of them got kind of not scary, but challenging, I think. But
Yeah,
we'd love to hear
yeah.
another song first. So what are you going to do for us
Yeah.
next?
first I'm going to do a tune called Forgiveness.
I'm careless, courageous, I am free. My guitar in my hands, and the highway at my feet. I have strength in my lungs, nothing's stopping me. But I wake to find the darkness, it's just another dream. I open up my eyes, I understand that I must go. Seems I've overstayed my welcome in the place that I call home. I bow my head down like so many times before. I cry out for forgiveness as my knees roll to the floor. I fear I know the answer, and I fear fear itself. I feel the only answer is to do this by myself. I know. I know. When I'm in peace and I'm safe, my demons do not rest, and I just run away. If my pride looks like my curse, then how dare I speak of grace? I will find my path, I will find my path, I can find my strength. My brother, I have pain, it doesn't go away. It's somewhere in my stomach, it's somewhere in my way. My brother, I have rage, I can't live this way. My eyes, they cry for sunlight, but I'm blinded all the same. I bow my head down like so many times before. I cry out for forgiveness as my knees roll to the floor. I fear I know the answer, and I fear fear itself. I fear the only answer is to do this by myself. Oh, I know. I know. When I'm in peace and I am saved, my demons do not rest, and I just run away. If my pride looks like my courage, then how dare I speak of grace? I will find my path, I will find my path, if I can find my strength, if I can find my strength.
Ness. Live from the studio. Your words are so descriptive and your voice is so warm. It like just right away I feel like you just like sit down, wrap yourself around the person and tell the story. It's amazing. When you're writing, is it come fast? Do you find that with songs it takes a long time to create each one, or it depends? Or
It really depends. Every song is a little different. I feel like it's about 50-50, where sometimes a whole song will come in about 10 seconds, and I'm like, I'll be mid-conversation with someone, and I'm like, I gotta go right now. And I'll go and grab a pen. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, and I'll grab literally anything I can write on, whether it's my arm or, the side of my van or whatever. And it just, yeah. And then sometimes, like, that one was a really slow one. I had the idea for that. for that song for quite a while I was in the States, and then I ended up going on an adventure to New Zealand and parts of Asia, and I wrote different parts of that and different parts of that adventure, and it all kind of came together about mid-trip on that one.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like I would love to put up slides of all your travels, because you've been like everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. You could cover that song. But, so we can't go through it all, I guess, but you went to Scotland and you decided you're going to busk. Was that kind of the plan initially, or what were you going to do?
No, I had no plan on busking at all. I tried it once on State Street. I made $1 for about an hour, and I was like, so I went over there.
Well, what were you going to do?
My plan was to just walk into pubs with my guitar, and my 17-year-old self was like, right, I'll go and I'll play, and then they'll give me money and I'll survive. And I was wrong. They didn't want to give me any money. Once in a while I'd get a free pint, and that was about it. And so I ran out of money really, really quickly. I hit it off pretty well with some friends at the hostel that I was staying at. So when I ran out of money, I started couch surfing with different people. And then this Canadian fella that was a street performer, he would set up right in front of our hostel, so I'd be walking back and forth from trying to find shows, and I'd see him playing, and I'm like, he's doing pretty well for himself. And it's like, well, if he can do it, I can do it. And so I gave it a shot, and I was wrong. And I lasted about 3 days, and I didn't make anything. And after a while, he came over and he's like, hey, man, you want some help? I was like, yeah, I do. So he taught me the science, the art of street performing, and from that moment on, I was a busker.
Well, so was there like a simple secret? What were you doing wrong? I mean,
a lot of it is where you stand and how you stand and what you're wearing, what kind of songs you're playing for different times of day, and you stand in the sunlight, you're gonna make more money, stuff like that.
Interesting.
Just little things, yeah.
So you had, like, what was the wardrobe difference? Like you were.
You want to look like an artist, I guess, whatever that means. So I like to. I was going out with my Wisconsin shirt and stuff, like my Wisconsin T-shirt, and people were like, oh, he's over here on his college break,
Right.
But then when I started looking a little bit more homeless, I guess it was more of a. Some of that was by choice, and some of that was by reality. Yeah.
So it's amazing with artists that we have that come in here. There will be not success at the beginning or a real challenge like that. I mean, at the beginning, were you kind of like, I just got to go back home? Did you?
No.
Did you talk to people back home and they're like, come back, or?
No, I didn't have a phone while I was there. I'd send some messages on Facebook sometimes, be like, hey, I'm still alive. But apart from that, I was just going. I had no intention of coming home, actually, when I left. The story of Into the Wild and just the going really
that
inspired
movie
me.
doesn't end well.
Yeah. But I found this romance in that story of no matter what happens, you just keep going.
Right.
So that's just kind of what I did.
Absolutely. Now it's interesting though. A lot of the music, everything you've recorded, you're now on your third album, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got the third album. You record here though. You didn't record, or did you record anything overseas?
No, I came home. That's the reason I came home the first time, was to work on the first album. And then as soon as I had that out, I got itchy feet again, traveled again, and then I was like, I want to make another record, so I came home. So I always do come back here to record.
Yeah, to do the actual recording. Now I'm curious too, I feel like once you go overseas, or sometimes even if you just get out of town, you come back and everything seems so simple and small, or like you just have a much bigger picture, and you seem to have a calmness about you, like that you've seen a lot all over the world, and the things that we get in the day-to-day here upset about, there's construction on Gammon Road or whatever. But you maybe have a little more zen approach, potentially, I don't know. Do you
I'm
feel
a really lucky guy, yeah. Like, I feel like the more difficulty and challenges you have, like, the small things just don't bug you anymore, because like anytime someone's like, oh, what do you do on tour? I'm like, sometimes I just sleep in the van. Like, isn't that cold? I'm like, no, it's warmer than the street. Like, that's awesome. I really can't complain at all.
All right, well, let's, what are you going to do for us next?
I think I'm going to play some keys for you.
Okay, what's the song?
I'm going to do a cover tune by Bonnie Raitt. It's called I Can't Make You Love Me.
turn down the bed, turn down these voices inside my head. Lay down with me, tell me no lies, just hold me close, don't patronize me, don't patronize me. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't hear in the dark. These final hours, I will lay down my heart and I feel the power, but you don't. No, you won't. I'll close my eyes and then I won't see the love you don't feel when you're holding me. Morning will come, I'll do what's right. Just give me till then to give up this fight, and I will give up this fight. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't hear in the dark. These final hours, I will lay down my heart and I feel the power, but you don't. No, you won't. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't hear in the dark. These final hours, I will lay down my heart and I feel the power, but you don't. No, you won't.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Sam Ness, live from Studio M. Giving us all chills here. What's wrong with you? So you've also toured in a lot of different places. Like, I mean, you've been to like Thailand, Cambodia, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
what were you busking there? Were you doing shit? What was
No,
going
I did a tour over there.
Okay.
A friend of a friend of a friend knew this guy who knew an agent in Bangkok.
Doesn't sound shaky at all, yeah.
And I looked at his profile picture on Facebook, and he did yoga, and I was like, cool, he must be cool. So booked a full tour. I did 23 shows in the 26 days I was there, in Thailand and Cambodia both. Yeah.
What's the audience like? Is it are they?
Yeah, it's
What's
about
it like?
50-50, like locals, and a lot of expats, a lot of people that just live there now. And so I was mostly playing expat bars. So there's a lot of Australians and Europeans and people from England, and yeah. So it was really cool. But then, you know, the Thai people that would come to the shows, I'd play, you know, like Jason Mraz, and they'd sing every word. And I don't know if they knew what any of it meant, but they'd sing every single word back with me. Yeah.
Wow. And I mean, these are just such amazing stories, but you got to throw this one in too if we can, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the album. But how you ended up in New Zealand. Like, I feel like all this stuff just like kind of flows for you. I don't know if you're editing out all the horrible stories, but you met a couple and they wanted you to play at their wedding or something? Or
Yeah,
tell us
yeah.
that story. 'Cause
I was out at a festival in Oban, Scotland, and so going with the festivities, I had a few pints, and made a friend, and they're like, let's climb this mountain. I was like, cool, let's do it. So we start going, and then we got separated, got lost, and then I got really lost, and then I had no idea where I was, and then it's like 4 in the morning, and I found
Like I'm gonna die lost, or?
No, I'd just sleep outside. I'd find the hostel the next day, but I was still wandering around.
Okay.
There was a van in a parking lot, and it had clothes hanging on the outside of it, and I was like, cool, they must be travelers. So I knocked on it, and I heard this voice, and it's like, hello? Hey, I'm Sam. I'm lost. Can you help me? And maybe not the best idea, but they came out, and it's like, hey, man, we met you in the pub earlier. And I was like, oh, cool, right. How's it going, Charlie? And they're like, right, see this street? I said, yeah. I said, all right, walk 2 blocks and your hostel's on the right.
Oh, wow.
So the next day, they found me on Facebook, and they're like, hey, you had mentioned trying to go north. You seem pretty cool, you want to come? I said, yeah, right. So I ended up living with them in their van for 2 weeks, just traveling through the Highlands of Scotland.
Wow.
They came to visit me here, and then they asked if I'd come play the wedding in New Zealand.
Okay. And you did, obviously.
Yeah.
I feel like somehow if you'd run into Freddy Krueger and, like somehow you'd make friends with him, it would just be okay. Like there'd be no problem. All right, so talking about the 3 albums, though, they're not all the same. They're different as far as what you were doing. So kind of walk me through that real quick.
Yeah, I wanted to make an album. I wanted to do a very DIY album. A lot of my favorite records from Passenger and Bon Iver and Ben Howard, like they're all very like. The original ones are really home recorded. So I asked my friend, said, how do you make an album? He says, well, the first thing you got to do is make an album and mess everything up, and then you'll know how to make an album. Okay. So that's kind of what that first one was. And we got together in a barn and just jammed through some stuff. And yeah, a lot of it was just kind of like, hey, here's an idea for this, and someone tossed out another idea, and it's like, cool, turn the mics on, let's give it a shot. Yeah. The second one was a little bit, so that album was pretty jammy, Whisper in the Wind. The next one was kind of a curl up with a cup of tea and do some yoga kind of album. I was trying to work through some things and in my personal life, as a lot of us musicians do, and it felt really good to because I felt really stressed out, but it felt good to do something really surrendered, really gentle, peaceful almost, and I found my own kind of safe place in that music. So I recorded a lot of it super kind of quickly. I gave myself a couple of weeks, and then I did another UK trip, and I was kind of mixing it on my laptop from on trains and stuff, and so it ended up being pretty ethereal and kind of the music you should listen to while you're sitting on a train in England. Yeah.
Now, there had to be other people on the train like, oh, what are you working on? Did that happen?
Yeah, sometimes, but like the big rucksack usually deters people. So.
Okay, and now the latest album.
The newest album, it's just simply Sam Ness live in studio. Did that at Audio for the Arts here in Madison. Awesome studio. Had a great time doing that.
Wow, so different experience. But you produce. I mean, did you have someone kind of editing you or guiding you, or you kind of were just on your own?
So a lot of it was just the loop stuff. I wanted to do a record like what you'd hear if you came to see me in a venue, without a lot of the post production stuff. No cuts or edits or anything. It's just front to back. Me at a real piano and me doing the loop stuff. So.
Wow. Okay. And finally, because I mentioned it in the introduction, you were on the trap and skeet team in the high school. Is that true? Are you still good? Do you still?
I haven't shot in a long time. I really want to though.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't even know they had those. They never had it in my high school.
Oh yeah, you should come along. We should go shoot.
You know what? With you, I will. I'll feel safe doing it. Someone else, no. Okay, so we have time for one more. Sam, what do you want to finish with?
I'm gonna grab another guitar here.
Okay. So what's this last one? What do you got for us?
This is called Storms Inside of Me.
Okay. And do you want to give us a little background on the storms inside? Is it indigestion or something deeper?
It was another song from this last UK trip. I wrote it while I was there and while I was traveling, and some of it I wrote kind of before I had left, and it was about wanting to be there for the people that are important to me, but being a little bit selfish, feeling like, well, I've got all my problems, I've got this and that and this and that. And when I went and had this adventure and I worked through some of that, and I came back and I was like, who needs some love? Like, let's hang out, And it's this awesome feeling to be able to be there for my friends. So that's kind of what this tune's about.
Absolutely. Sam Ness, live from Studio M.
light in the cold, in the dark. It's true, I lost my way. Though I am jaded, I'm wasted, I'm tired, I still beg this day to fade. This tangled mind of mine sees truth in silhouettes. Though the flame that casts the shadow is long since gone to rest. There's roads for no one else. Must do this for myself. I came for what I wanted, was given what I need. Now I'll give what I've been granted, like storm clouds to the sea. I'll swim in golden skies. Now I'm breathing forest green. Now I will scale these mountains, face these storms inside of me. Somewhere in northern Wisconsin, I found my gravel roads. And though the river washed my body, I found that I've no heart of gold. Thought that space would give me freedom, but the emptiness felt cold. I turned my back on resolution, untrusting what I know. There's roads for no one else. Let's do this for myself. I came for what I wanted, was given what I need. Now I'm give what I've been granted, like storm clouds to the sea. I'll swim in golden skies. I'm breathing forest green. I will scale these mountains, face these storms inside of me. I turn my focus from the earth, from my bones I feel the heat. With hazy eyes I take the sunrise with my friends alongside me. We speak of days to come, and I've no fear of where I've been. I found a new beginning. I found a new beginning. Tangled with the ashes, the last chapter's end. For what I wanted, I was given what I need. Now I'm give what I've been granted, like storm clouds to the sea. I swim in golden skies, and I'm breathing forest green. I will scale these mountains, face these storms inside of me. I will scale these mountains, face these storms inside of me.
Ness, live from Studio M. Thanks to Drew Ferguson, our engineer.